Hi, everybody. It's time to preview the B block finale of G1 Climax 30, and we will be live with English commentary right here on NJPWworld.com. We are so excited to finally bring this all home to you live. It has been an incredible tournament, and we appreciate your patience as we've been bringing the English commentary as quickly as possible. But now we get to enjoy the spoils of being live. Chris Charlton is here with me. Rocky and Kevin and Chris will be all back together, just like we were for the A block finale last night. Now, we know a lot of people are playing catch-up, so we're not going to talk about any spoilers that could have happened in the A block finale. Chris, we're just going to focus on what we're going to see in the B block, and it's down to three men who are very familiar with one another.
Yeah, Tetsuya Naito, Evil, and SANADA. Once upon a time, this time last year, this time back in the spring, we'd be talking about an all LIJ final night for B block. But now, of course, Evil's allegiances have changed, and Evil's position has changed. Once upon a time, you might have said that Evil was at risk of being the bottom heavyweight in LIJ. Now he's the top heavyweight in the block. All he has to do is win. All he has to do is beat SANADA tonight, and he's through to the final.
Well, it's certainly going to be a tough task, and we'll see who comes out on top. SANADA, if he wins, will be tied with points with Evil, but he'll own that tiebreaker. And it's the tiebreaker that's the difference between Evil and Naito right now. They're both at 12 points. Tetsuya Naito faces Kenta for his final night, his final match in the B block, and it's a rematch from that awesome New Beginning in Osaka double title match where Naito was victorious. So the question to you, Chris, does Tetsuya Naito have it within him to do it again against Kenta?
I think certainly always you can never discount Naito, but you can never discount Kenta against Naito. You talk about that match going very, very long back in Osaka and a 30-minute time limit in these block encounters. That could play a factor into it. And don't forget the fact that, yes, Naito won in Osaka, but he won after being busted wide open, was leaking blood all over the shop. And Kenta certainly has it in him to spoil Naito's night here tonight in Ryogoku.
Yeah, that is Kenta's role, because Kenta's mathematically eliminated. All he can do is spoil Naito. And I have a feeling that's enough motivation right there to perhaps propel Kenta to the victory. If you have, because we've had Evil versus SANADA in the G1 before, but never with the pressure like this. And now this is a Bullet Club Evil. So where does your heart and your mind take you, Chris, in picking a winner in this incredible main event?
It's such a difficult scenario, and I went back, last night, and I watched some of their tag encounters between SANADA and Evil, and how they won 2 World Tag Leagues back-to-back. They won the IWGP Tag Team Championships back-to-back. They had, Evil, even though Naito invited Evil into LIJ, I think Evil and SANADA's bonds were the strongest when they were torn apart by Evil joining Bullet Club. But SANADA has been completely radio silent on the whole issue. He hasn't said a word. He hasn't left any backstage comments at all through this entire tour. And I just don't know. Nobody knows what's going on inside SANADA's head. I think this is going to be the first time perhaps we've ever seen SANADA wrestle on instinct and emotion and guts rather than brains. And I think perhaps he has to if he wants to overcome Evil and Dick Togo.
Well, SANADA has left a couple of points in the bag, especially those 2 points against Goto could loom large. But he's the man in true control of his own destiny. Already having beaten Tetsuya Naito, already having beaten Evil. If SANADA can get the victory over Evil, and if Naito falls short, then you've got a situation where SANADA can hoist the trophy, even though he comes into the final night 2 points down. Oh, man, I'm having a hard time picking against Naito, because he has been almost perfect in this entire tournament, Chris. He will have logged more minutes in the ring than anyone else in G1 Climax history. He's really teetered close to a draw on more than one occasion. Will this be the time where we have the first draw in the G1 30?
Could be the case. Naito, obviously, always the workhorse all the way through. Very happy to have that record as the Iron Man of the tournament. And what always motivates Tetsuya Naito is history. And he wants to be the first all the time. He wants to be the first Intercontinental Champion to win the G1, the first double champion to win the G1, the first heavyweight champion to win the G1 in 20 years. And with Best of the Super Juniors coming up after the G1 climax, Hiromu Takahashi, we would have to assume, might be in that tournament. And some little bit of me is thinking, oh, that dream scenario that we lost out on back in March of Tetsuya Naito maybe calling out Hiromu Takahashi, that fairy tale meeting at Wrestle Kingdom, could that be in the works? Is that something that's in Naito's mind as a motivator?
I think Naito's going to have to focus on taking care of business first against Kenta, and then sit back and watch what happens when Evil battles SANADA. So the B block is going to wrap up. Don't forget as well, there's a lot of other important matches as well, and we'll see how things shake out. And we'll see if Yoshihashi can get his second win of this tournament. He has done an outstanding job. So we'll be all over the world. Chris will be in Japan, Rocky and I in the United States, but we'll come together here for you fans on NJPWworld.com. And we'll be calling the action from Ryogoku in just a little bit. The B block finale is underway. Will it be Evil? Will it be SANADA? Will it be Tetsuya Naito? We'll find out in just a little while right here on NJPWworld.com.